Okay, so in this session we're just going to cover adding items to K2, which is the content management system we use for Joomla, and how to control the layout of those items within, for example, a blog area. So the first thing we need to do is go to the administration area of the website and click login. And once we're in, it takes us straight to the control panel, and from here we can very quickly add a new item, view the items, featured items, etc. So we're just going to focus very quickly here on adding a new item, which we've actually already done previously. So we've got test item here, and just put some more text in there. And you'll see as well that there's an option to add an image. We'd always recommend adding an image to the image tab. You can browse the internet for an image, for example. Just put the address of the image in, and away you go. That should actually load automatically. Now, once the image is loaded, it's actually saved locally by the server, by K2. So one great thing about that is if you link to an image, for example, on another website, you're not hot linking to that image, you're not linking to an image that exists elsewhere. The K2 system actually makes a copy of that image and drops it onto the server. So if at any time in the future that image is needed, it's retrieved locally rather than from another website. Something else that may be of interest and you should look at before you publish an item is the metadata information. You'll see here that the description should be unique for each individual article, so should the keywords. And the keywords should be shorter rather than longer. Putting 500 keywords into an article really doesn't help. The less keywords you have, the better it is. So I'm just going to, we'll save and close that. Now you'll notice that we've put this into the blog category, and on the blog part of the website that should now display, but it isn't. And I think I know what's happening. It should be loaded at the beginning and it's loaded at the end. Okay, so what we need to do first of all is go into the cache and then clear the cache. I'm going to go and find the module itself. You see here there's a module position, recent blog entries, and that position holds a Sprocket module of recent blog entries. And it's possible that the ordering is incorrect, which is why that article has ended up at the end instead of at the top. Blog. Okay. Let's switch this to manual sort. Automatic sort would do. Automatic sort, and we want the created date ascending. Let's try descending. You'll see here over on the left it's changing. There we go. Let's just click save there. Now I might have to clear the cache again, but we'll try it without that. Just try and refresh the page. And there we go. So what it's doing now, this module is actually going into the K2 category for the blog. So if I just switch that category to blog, and pulling out the items in reverse order, so the most recent at the top. And this is why it's always important to add an image, because the image is actually also the navigation for that item. So if I load all the items here, you'll see everyone has an image, and we can click on any one of them and we can navigate to the item itself and read about it. If you don't put an image, It doesn't cause a problem for the system, but people tend to hover over and click images, especially if it changes when they hover and it says read more. Something else that might be of interest is when you're actually editing an item, we have the editor toolbar here. I personally don't use this, and I'll show you which I use. I click toggle editor, it turns the editor off. You'll see here we've got an opening and a closing paragraph statement, but nothing between. So I'm just going to get rid of those. Save. If we go back to the blog and read that item, you'll see it's actually made no difference to the layout. There is obviously other reasons for having the editor off. I, for example, will put div code in here. So if I put I know that that particular div will write a line, any content. So any content within this paragraph tag, for example this, should in theory write a line on the screen. I'm going to wait for that to save, and then I'm going to hit Control R on the item just to get it to force a refresh, and there you'll see it's right aligned. So sometimes, for example, with icons such as those contact icons or these icons here, they'll be hand coded. So when you go into the item to edit, you'll see this, but in actual fact, when I've edited it and created it, I've created it this way, so you won't see this hidden code. So there's two options basically when you're editing items. You can just stick with the default editor, toggle the editor, or alternatively, as I've done here, you can switch the editor. So if you go to users, manage, and access your user account, you can switch your editor here as well. So I'm just going to save that and show you what my editor looks like. Let's put my password in again. Editor, I'm going to put code mirror. So now when I open this item, it won't show me an editing toolbar, you'll see. Oops. Okay. We'll see what that looks like now. Go to the blog. Read more. You'll see it's right aligned that header as well as that content. Little things like that you don't see when you have the editor on. Hope that's of some use. And obviously, if you're adding anything into the blog or testimonials area, the same thing will happen. So, for example, if I go into testimonials, we'll see that there's those testimonials there that we've loaded before. If I edit this item now and drop it into the testimonials category, immediately that page will update. so you don't have to do anything with the front end of the website, as you can see. Although testimonials hasn't been designed to take images, we can do that later if we need to. Okay, I'm just going to remove that item. And that's it. Any questions, just get in touch. Thanks.